Uh, yeah, I debated on making a video on the Blizzard stuff, just because I haven't played Blizzard games for a while for various reasons. I played WoW when I played World of Warcraft when it first came out. I beta tested it and for a long time, and then I played it when it came out. Um, and I was in a guild with a lot of my friends and stuff, and we all did it. And I played off and on for a good long time, and then I quit for several years. And yeah, okay, thank you, kid. Take care. But yeah, I played Blizzard games for most of my life. Um, the Diablo game series I played a lot. The StarCraft games I played a ton. Um, I played World of Warcraft for forever. Um, and then I started playing World WoW Classic when it came out, and um, I played it for a good long while with some friends that I played uh, the old World of Warcraft with for a long time when I was in college. Um, and then the Blitzchung stuff happened, where they basically robbed a man of his tournament winnings and completely removed him from all future tournaments, because he dared to say that he dared to support Hong Kong's independence from China. So it was just that and a thousand other things that Blizzard was doing behind the scenes, to the fans. Um, their nonstop performative activism, like a lot of companies do, where they came out and they'll come out and say, "Oh, we support gay rights. Oh, we support LGBTQ movements. We support all of those things." But then when it comes to countries where that stuff is frowned upon, they are suddenly silent about it and no longer care about it anymore. Um, and they won't allow standing up for they won't allow standing up for things they claim to support to get in the way of their making money. And I think that makes them insanely disingenuous. Um, I think it makes them despicable as a company. Uh, and beyond that as well, just the way that World of Warcraft is going these days. If you ask anyone who's been a long time WoW supporter, most of them will tell you World of Warcraft is shit right now. It's been awful for a long time. The company doesn't care anymore. All they want to do is milk us for money. Um, and it's been going that way ever since Activision took over. And Activision, on their side of things, I give less of a shit about anything Activision's ever done. Uh, Call of Duty used to be a good series at one point. They had some good games. I like Call of Duty 4. Modern, I think that was the first Modern Warfare. Um, that game was really fun to play. It was a bit annoying on some occasions, but I had a lot of fun with that. But it's just been getting worse and worse, and it's just more of a money grab every single time. Ever since they started this yearly franchise thing with it. And then I know Activision does a bunch of other things, but I don't give a shit about any of those either. So my whole thing on this has been, this is just another reason to not support them in any way at all. But I was doing that already. Um, so it's not a big ask on my part to be like, I am not going to support Activision Blizzard anymore, because I really wasn't anymore as it was. Um, However, I would not tell anyone that they had to stop supporting Activision Blizzard. Um, I know there's an argument to be made that Bobby Kotick's the devil. By the way, Bobby Kotick is the devil. I will write that down on paper. You can quote me. Bobby Kotick is the devil. If he doesn't like it, he can sue me. Um. Anyway. Um. Anywho. Um. I wouldn't tell other people not that they have to not support Activision Blizzard, because I understand some people just want to play their video games and not give a shit. which I understand that perspective. And then for other people, have the viewpoint of like, well, if we stop supporting the company altogether, then all these people are going to get fired, and these people getting fired didn't have anything to do with this. But I think that until these game companies are hurt monetarily, they will never learn their lesson, and they'll never stop being shitheads. So you have to do something. If you care at all about like this company being Activision Blizzard being shit, if you care at all about all the allegations coming out about Ubisoft, who are in the same bag, the government just hasn't got after them yet. But there's tons of allegations about Ubisoft as well. And I have to preface that all this sexual misconduct stuff is all allegations. Nothing's proven in a court of law just yet. But anyway, uh, so at some point they have to be monetarily damaged, or they will never stop doing this shit. And thankfully, at this point, Blizzard is being sued by the state of California for violating tons of uh, uh, I should have had that the whole time anyway. For violating tons of employee safety regulations. Obviously, sexual harassment and bullying your employee to the point they kill themselves is not legal. So, that's not allowed. So the state of California is going to financially punish Blizzard. So they are getting their comeuppance as far as this is concerned, and their stock is plummeting at the moment as well. So their big wigs are hurting a lot already. Um, so Blizzard is going to get financially ruined, because if what the state of California wasn't good enough, what the state of California had wasn't good enough to run and win the case against Blizzard, there are tons of people coming out against them, on top of what the state of California already had, to verify the claims that they're making and to add new instances of misconduct to the list. So Blizzard's fucked pretty bad, and California's going to ream them hard. I see it coming. It's going to happen. But so anyway, like I was saying, I can't tell you not to support Activision Blizzard or not to support Ubisoft and buy their games and play their games. However, I would make this point. If we look here, if we look at my game list here that I have, just in on Steam, look at all these fucking games I have. Look at them all. Look at all of these games. If I go to GOG Galaxy, it also has my Steam games on it, but it also has all my GOG games on it as well. Did I pay for all these? I did indeed, Mr. Fanboy. I don't pirate games typically. There are occasions I do, such as with Ubisoft games where they want me to run their stupid bullshit launcher that doesn't work. I pirate Ubisoft games if I ever play them. I will admit that, but I don't play them very often because their games are the same shit every single time. But all these games I have on Steam here are all games I've purchased. I actually bought them, or one of you fine folks gifted them to me. And if GOG Galaxy one takes so damn long to launch, I own tons of games on GOG. You got me Mag Runner Kitten, but I had it already, I think. But you got me something else instead after I told you I had it already. So yeah, so I own all these games on. These are all my GOG games too. I own all these Quest for Glories and the Shadow Warrior and Vampire. All these Torment games, Ultima games, all these games. Yeah, Obscure is what you got me, Kitten. You got me Obscure. Do I want 5 copies of Bad Rats? No, thank you. I've seen Bad Rats. I'm not down for it. But see, like, I own all these games. I haven't even played a good number of these games, and any of these games I could play again because they're all so great. So why would I go and buy and play a game from some soulless corporation who doesn't give a fuck, who treats their employees like shit, who treats their customers like shit, why would I support them? Oh, because the game is fun. Who gives a fuck? Look at all these games I have. I could play any of these games from companies who aren't complete pieces of fucking shit. So I understand people who don't care about social or political issues at all and don't care about the behind the scenes stuff about video games and just want to play their game. But why throw all this money at the Call of Duty game made by people who are fucking awful when you could play all of this? You could play all of this, and most of these games are cheaper than buying a new Call of Duty every year for $70 now, or $100 if you want the collector's edition with all the DLC that they continue to charge you for as well. There's all these games that you could be playing instead of games made by those shitty people or companies, not the people. The people making those games are not shitty people. The companies paying them to make those games are shitty companies. And there are more and more indie games coming out every day that cost like $20 that are like, sure, they're maybe like only 6 or 8 hours long, but they're incredible experiences. You could replay them, like Celeste, the game Celeste. It's not a terribly long game, but you could like replay it a couple times to do all these challenges and stuff, and do all challenge runs and stuff on this game. Uh, there's just so much. There's so many games to play. I don't get this idea of like, sure, the company's a complete massive piece of shit, but they made a game I like, so whatever. I'll give them $80. It's like, no, just play anything else. Play anything else. So many other things that aren't made by horrible companies. Play one of those games. Oh, I did buy an Ubisoft game. I'm sorry. I bought Watch Dogs 2. Sorry. Watch Dogs 2 is a good game. I liked it a lot. But that's my own thing. Yeah, it's FOMO. It's fear of missing out. It's a little bit of, my friends are playing this game too, so I gotta play it as well. Um yeah, Mr. Fanboy. Yeah, if you can get it from Humble Bundle, Humble Bundle gives to developers quite a lot, and it gives to charity too, so it's also good. And yeah, for independent companies, for indie games, sometimes they sell their games on their own, and if that's the case, I would do that. I would buy from GOG. If you went to a storefront to buy a game, look to see if it's on GOG first, because they cut in the developers the most on the money that's made from the game. Um, so if they're on GOG, I would suggest getting them from GOG if you can. But yeah, games as a service is garbage, and that's pretty much all that Activision Blizzard does anymore. So it's not worthwhile to support. So that's just my 2 cents on it. And on top of that, to extend it the next step further, the content creators who make videos and content covering Blizzard games, uh, I can't crap on those people for continuing to make those videos. Because I mean, to be honest about content creation, um, it's nice to tell those people like, oh, you make a living from doing Hearthstone content. Well, just stop and do something else. It's like that's not how that works. If like for Trump SC on YouTube that does all this Hearthstone content, he talked about this a little bit. Um, but you can't just tell him, well, just makes video game videos about something else. I think he's doing that a little bit. He's starting to make some videos that are not Hearthstone videos, but he's still making mostly Hearthstone videos. But you can't just shift from one type of content to another overnight and expect people to stick around and continue supporting you. He would see an insane drop in his income if he tried to do that. So you can't just tell him, "Oh, we'll just do another game." It's like it's not realistic to tell him to do that. Um, but yeah, For anyone who's just a average, ordinary, everyday gamer, I would strongly advise you. I would strongly appeal to you that there are tons of games out there that are worth playing that aren't made by horrible piece of shit companies. Play any of those. Just play any of those games.